Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Raj here. Sorry it's been a while since I've recorded a video and, released it to you guys. But anyway, today we are back with the iOS beta. So we are today going to be covering everything from iOS 14.2 Developer Beta 4 to iOS 14.4 Developer Beta 2. And yeah, I know, it's been a while, and I'm sorry about that. But, I've had a lot of school to deal with and a lot of, just other stuff. So, anyways, without further ado, let's get started. So, today we have 14.4 Beta 2. It came in at around 4 gigs before I installed it, but I already kind of just installed it ahead of time. But we are going to be covering everything that is new for the most part, from when we first sort of left off to now. So, about, 4 or 5 months, and I don't want to have this video be super duper long, so I'm not going to, just, keep on making it, basically, where I just, blabber about just all of the stuff necessarily, it's like all the small changes, but I'm going to be mainly highlighting a lot of the bigger changes. So, that's what I will be doing today. But I am going to let this install, and I will be right back. Alright guys, we are now on the latest and greatest iOS 14.4 Developer Beta 2. So without further ado, let's get into the device and see what we have. So as far as new features go, we are going to go through the lists. Hey guys, sorry about that interruption there, between videos and all of that. I was trying to figure out, a new solution to all of this, and if you guys notice the better face cam, that is actually my phone doing all of the heavy work. It's, my new 12 Pro. I actually decided to switch camera perspectives, so instead of using my iPad Pro, now I'm using my 12 Pro. So let me know how you guys think this sounds and all of that, because, the audio is probably going to be different as well. But anyway, we are going to be covering what is new, basically, in iOS 14.2 Beta 2 and, throughout 14.4 Beta 2 as well. So, let's start at 14.2 Beta 2, shall we? And I'm just going to run through, the list of features and try and show you guys some of them on the screen. I might not get to all of them, so I'm sorry about that. But as far as new things go, we now have revamped controls on the lock screen, along with new AirPlay 2 controls as well. So if you guys don't know what I mean by that, it is essentially this menu right here. You guys can see that on screen, on my, my iPhone 10 screen, that is. But basically, it is sort of like that, to the point where it's just basically using sort of the onboard interface there. So basically the interface is redesigned, in short. And essentially the other new change is, well, this is a more significant one, but the other new change that I just activated there, as you guys can see, the blue sort of thing there, the blue logo there, for Shazam, that is a new toggle now in 14.2 Beta 2, well, as of 14.2 Beta 2. And essentially what it does is, it's actually quite cool. This basically, say if you're listening to a song and you really want to know the name of that song, but you don't want to open the Shazam app, let's say you're listening to one and you want to click that toggle on your control center. You can just click that toggle and it'll recognize the song you're listening to. And now, obviously, it won't recognize every single song, but it'll recognize the vast majority of them that are, available in Apple Music, because now Apple has more or less integrated Shazam, with its platforms, because, Apple owns Shazam. So it's quite cool, actually. And essentially, the highlights of 14.2 Beta 2, if you guys weren't aware, are the new emojis. So basically, as far as the new emoji goes, or well, the new emojis go, they're quite, I'd say, really. I mean, there is a lot of them, which I will see if I can show you guys that actually on screen. Let me see if I can pull up an image for you guys, because I do really want to show them to you guys, so, that way it's not, me just talking about them. So let me see here if I can send these to my 10. That way I can show you guys. Oh, yep, here we go. So I just airdropped an image over to my 10 just so that, you guys can actually see it. if, it'll load here. But while that is loading, I'm going to basically talk about a few other things. So, for one, I'm really sorry that, I've had to cram all of this stuff into one video, and that, I basically could have done separate videos for all of this if, I was actually on task with everything. But unfortunately, I was not. So I apologize for that. And it looks like this is kind of taking its own sweet time. So what I might do is, I hope this, doesn't really interfere that much, but I might actually just send these over to my Mac. That way you guys can, still see them on screen. It'll just be on the Mac instead of the phone. Because, yep, looks like my 10 decided to time out there, and it looks like it is having trouble connecting to the internet for some reason. Well, I'm probably going to have to reset it in that case. But, yeah, I am just going to go here. Yes, I want to go to this page. Let's close out of that other web browser. And yeah, just, ignore that not wanting to work. And so here we go. Let's go through all of these here. I'm just going to kind of expand this over my 10's window here so that it can take over, or, put it right next to it. But as you guys can see here, so we have like this emoji here with, the eyes, kind of the smile, and, the tear. We have a disguise face. We have an arm. We have a heart. We have some lungs. We have a ninja. We have a woman in a suit. We have a guy in a veil from what it looks like. Because I'm going to also kind of pull this up from my other perspective I have over here too. And then after that we have, from what it seems, a girl in a veil, most likely. We have, I think some of these might also be transgender emojis, if I'm fairly certain. I can't really tell that well, of course, but yeah, I think some of these are also transgender, as far as those go, which is actually pretty cool that Apple included those. Then we have, from what it looks like, some sort of Santa emoji. We have also a hugging emoji. We have a cat emoji, some sort of bowl, I'm guessing there. I'm not really too sure. I think it is a bowl. Then we have an elephant. We have a squirrel. And let me know, guys, in the comments if I'm completely wrong about these, and I'm really sorry if I am. I'm just kind of, guessing. But we also have a panda bear there, which is quite nice. We have some sort of duck. We have a feather. We have a seal, which is pretty cool. Have a few insects there, worms. Plants, blueberries. Not really sure what that is. Probably a grape. Maybe not. And then we have a pepper there, some sort of onion, basically, yeah. So I'm just gonna let you guys take a look at all of these, and you get the point. I'm not gonna go through every last one of them, so yeah, I'm not gonna go through every last one of those emojis. But yeah, so that is everything that is new for 14.2 beta 2. Now let's go over 14.2 beta 3. So as far as the third public beta, which this one was released approximately on October the 14th last year. I know, it's been a while. And basically, so it puts out new glyphs for the HomePod Mini, Beats Flex, and support for the HomePod's upcoming intercom feature, which, is quite useful, actually. Let me see if I can show you guys, what I mean by that. So essentially, if you click that button there in the upper right hand corner, it will trigger what's called intercom. So let's say you have a smart home and you have 3 or 4 HomePod minis just laying around your house, or even just regular HomePods, or really at about any Apple device you have hanging around the house. You can basically say, if you also have the HomePods in tandem with it, you can basically just hit that button, and let's say you wanna, for example, you're a parent. You want to wake up your kids for school. You want to call them down for dinner, that kind of stuff. You press that button, you say what you need to say, and then it basically goes to wherever you want it to go. So let's say if you wanted to go to a specific HomePod Mini, a specific device in the family sharing sort of specter of things, because you have to be in the family sharing sort of thing, basically, if you want those all to be connected. And sorry, I'm stuttering, by the way. But yeah, so basically that's sort of how that works there, which, you know, it's a pretty cool sort of feature there. And as far as the glyphs for the HomePod Mini, let me see if I can show you guys what I mean by that. So as you can see there, on the second thing there, that is kind of what they mean by new glyphs. So that's, you know, the HomePod Mini and what it looks like, yada yada. And it also basically has glyphs for the Beats Flex as well, which I unfortunately do not have those, so I don't believe I can show you that glyph, unfortunately. But other than that, really, there's new core media features and Swift UI fixes, which is pretty nice for developers. Swift UI is definitely something they use quite a lot, so developers will really appreciate that. But anyways, let's go on to the next beta, which I believe is 14.2 beta 4. Let's see. Yeah, so it is 14.2 beta 4. So as far as 14.2 in general, it includes, you know, that new Shazam recognition, that toggle there, 117 new emojis, and it also includes AirPlay. It includes improvements in the Now Playing menu in Control Center for AirPlay, people detection and accessibility, magnifier for users with weak eyesight, so that's good. Yearly spending for history of Apple Card, and, you know, much more. But as far as 14.2 is concerned, I believe that is actually about it. Let's see. Yeah, so as 14.2 is concerned, that is about it right there. So let's move on to 14.3 beta 1. So as far as new features for 14.3 beta 1, this is when the iPhone 12's released, so, you know, we're kind of catching up here now. Basically, for the first beta of 14.3, it introduced quite a lot of new features, actually, for specific iPhones, however. It introduced Pro RAW, which, if you guys don't know what that is, that's essentially the ability to go into the camera app right here, which, you know, you guys will kind of see, you know, I'm kind of just on the camera app on my screen there, but, you know, since this is a 10, it does not have this option, but essentially what it means, though, is that Pro RAW is a 12-bit image. So if you're like a professional user and you know, use 12-bit images, you'll know what I mean by it, but, you know, for the people that don't know what 12-bit images are, essentially what they are at their core is that it's an image with probably, I'd say, 12 times the data of a normal, you know, picture of like a JPEG or something like that, you know, like what we're actually used to, like what we normally take on our phones. Those are normally going to be JPEGs. Or, you know, a different file format, you know, that's for images, but JPEG is, you know, the most common. But basically, 12-bit images that are taken in Pro RAW, they have a lot more data to work with. So, like, let's say you're a professional, you take a picture of something, and, you know, you want to use Photoshop, for example. Like, you want to manipulate the image in Adobe Photoshop, which, honestly, actually, that's what the 12 Pro is really useful for, is just the Pro RAW feature itself, because being able to take those high data images, it gives you just so much more as far as like what to work with as far as pixels go. It gives you a whole lot more pixels, which is quite nice actually, and it improves detail as well in your images, so your images are going to look sharper essentially. And as far as that goes, that is available on the 12 Pro and the 12 Pro Max. So unfortunately for you 12 Mini and 12 users, you will not be getting Pro RAW. Sorry about that. But anyways, though, for the Home app, there is now basically, well, there is, you know, a new Home app, which I kind of already showed you guys, and an option to consider, basically, there's an option to consider a web browser like Ecosia, if you guys have heard of it before. So now Apple has that to basically be like one of the default web browsers. Like, let's say if you guys, you know, have switched your web browser. I still personally use Apple's, you know, traditional Safari, so I've not changed anything about that for me. I've stuck with, you know, the defaults. But if you guys, for whatever reason, you know, like Ecosia and you wanted it to be your default web browser, well, you now have it in 14.3. So that is definitely a huge highlight there. But that is everything new in Beta 1. Now, let's talk about 14.3 Beta 2, shall we? So this basically is going to be sort of a smaller update. So it's basically, continuing off of like what Beta 1 left off on. It's refining Pro RAW for the iPhone 12 Pro and the 12 Pro Max. So nothing particularly exciting there. That's really all it does is, it just fixes bugs and introduces that. It also, for 14.3 Beta 3, if we move on to that, it basically has a variety of changes. The most notable one is, Pro RAW still. And it has some tweaks to the Home app as well as Apple Watch notifications and, just more smaller things. Now, let's see. And that is it as far as 14.3 beta goes. 14.3 betas go. Now let's go on to 14.4 beta 1, which this was the last release, before our current release. So in 14.4, what is new? As far as beta 1 goes? Well, there's a slew of new things. So as far as new things are concerned, 14.4 introduces, let's see. So essentially it introduces some security patches, which, are quite useful. It has a new handoff experience for the HomePod Mini, so now it's a lot more reliable. And if you guys don't know what I mean by handoff, it's essentially taking your phone, putting it right next to your HomePod, and like let's say if you're listening to music or something, it will take the music you're playing from your phone and immediately transfer it to your HomePod or HomePod Mini. If you just say bring it close to it, it'll immediately be transferred to that. Now I wish I could demonstrate that on camera, but unfortunately, I don't have my HomePod Mini next to me, and I really don't want to move the face cam and do all of that, so you guys will just have to take my word for it. And basically, there is another new and exciting thing as well. There is improvements to the set wallpaper action in the Shortcuts app. Now, this is something I'm actually going to show you guys on the iPhone 10 screen here. Let's say I wanted to go, into my shortcuts here. I actually specifically made a shortcut for, this sort of thing. So essentially what it means is that if I go into the code here for my shortcut, you can now essentially set wallpapers with a shortcut. So as you guys know right now, it's the default iPhone 10 wallpaper. But if I run it here and I want it to be just, an automatic wallpaper, it runs and voila, it changes the wallpaper, which is quite cool actually. You can also set it to be an automation as well and change it, let's say when the power is connected. So if you connect it via power to, your wall outlet or wirelessly charging your phone, then yeah, you can have your wallpapers dynamically switch, which is pretty cool. It's honestly a really awesome thing if you're into, having your wallpaper change very often. Now, me personally, I'm not really into that much, so, I try to keep it at a bare minimum. So, basically, I have it ask me every single time, if I want to change it or if I don't want to change it, so that's the way I have it set up personally. And sorry if my Mac, for whatever reason, they're timed out for a second. You guys kind of, I'm sure, lost visual there of the screen for just a second. But anyways, though, there is also guided audio walking workouts. So this is where Apple Fitness Plus has really started to kick in, especially on the iPad. Now, we have the app on the iPad. We basically have it everywhere now. And I actually have already used Apple Fitness Plus and continue to use it. And from what I can say, it's awesome. I seriously recommend it. If you guys have an Apple Watch, of course, a Series 3, 4, or 5 like myself, I would highly suggest you check out Apple Fitness Plus, especially the free trial. Because, as far as I'm aware, you get a 1 month free trial if you already have an Apple Watch. And I believe if you buy a new Apple Watch, you get 3 free months, which is quite nice actually. And I really, really recommend you guys try it out. It's just honestly awesome. Say if you're in need of finding sort of guided workouts or something like that, Apple Fitness Plus, especially if you're super integrated into the Apple ecosystem like myself, it's a must-have. So I would definitely check it out. And give it a chance. Now, if you don't like it, you don't have to pay for it. But I would still encourage you, if you have an Apple Watch, or if you've bought an Apple Watch recently, or even considering buying an Apple Watch, even after you buy it, definitely check out the free trial. It's going to be definitely worth it for, I'm sure, most of you that, want to stick to that New Year's resolution of working out and such. Which I've done an okay job at, but eh. And then, as far as other new features go, to not get, distracted, there is a new setting that details the type of Bluetooth device that is connected to your iPhone. So, like, say, the headphone audio level measurements, they're going to be accurate. So what that basically means is that there's going to be a little widget, like, say, when you connect, like, AirPods, or if you connect your AirPods Max, or, like, basically anything that's really integrated into the Apple ecosystem, or even just, I'm sure, any Bluetooth device, it's going to have a little bit more information about that, which is quite nice, actually. And there is a new warning if, basically that pops up if an iPhone's camera is repaired from aftermarket components. What that essentially means is, let's say your phone's camera, breaks. And you basically repair it yourself, or you have a third-party repair store, give you a new camera lens. It is going to tell you that, like, if it's an aftermarket part, what that essentially means is it's not genuine. But if you put a non-genuine camera in, especially the new iPhone 12s, it's going to tell you in the software that this is not a genuine camera lens. Go to an Apple store to get it fixed. So it's just, Apple's way of saying, we want to fix your devices, which, there's nothing wrong with that, in my opinion, but that's, sort of just something that Apple, decided to do. Which, again, I don't find anything wrong with that. But basically, as far as Beta 1, that's essentially what it is. Now, Beta 2. And sorry this video has been super long, by the way. But let's see here. So as far as features in Beta 2, there's not really much to note here. The release notes, unfortunately, are quite blank for this. The only real notable thing is app clips. So in addition to using like Code Scanner, you can now launch the local experience via camera. So basically more or less developer stuff. So really there's just like some itty-bitty improvements to app clips. Oh, and I also almost forgot to mention, if you guys have been experiencing display issues with your 12 Pros, I know I have been, or like, even iPhone 12s as well, or iPhone 12 Pro Maxes, or maybe even 12 minis. Like, if you've been having a green tint on your display, or like a flashing white display, you're not alone. Many users have been reporting that issue since the iPhone 12 Pro's launch, or, the iPhone 12's launch in general. Many people have been reporting that they're having display issues with their iPhone 12s. And yeah, if you guys are also having those issues and have iPhone 12s, you're not alone. There's a lot of people having those issues, including myself, unfortunately. And, mine's not as bad as, I've seen, other people's have been. But I am having that issue, and I'm currently on 14.3. So, as of right now, 14.4 is not out to the public. Therefore, the fix is not out yet for everybody. But if you hop on the developer betas, it should be fixed for you. You should no longer have those display issues. So they did address it in 14.4 Beta 1 as well. They just, didn't directly mention it, but they did address it. So it should be fixed for the vast majority of users. If it's not fixed for you, go to your Apple store that's near you and ask them to run a diagnostic to make sure that it's not, the hardware that actually has a problem. Because it could also very well be the software as well. I actually personally got mine checked probably about a week ago now. But yeah, I got my 12 Pro checked, and from what Apple told me, it's only a software problem. They ran all the diagnostics on my phone, and there's no hardware issues with it whatsoever, which is great because, if there was, they would have had to replace my display. But, since my 12 Pro is still under its 1-year warranty, they would have fixed it for free. But anyways, though, that is all of the new stuff that, has been in the betas that I've missed for the past, 2 or 3, if not 4 months. But, yeah, sorry I kept you guys super long, but, yeah, that's everything new. But if you guys like this video, please be sure to leave a like, also comment, and subscribe if you're brand new to my channel. And I really look forward to posting more videos soon, guys. I'm really sorry that I've been gone for so long, but, you know, school's been a real pain in the neck. So, yeah, I'm going to try and post more videos if I can. The next video coming out, I will tell you guys, it's about macOS Big Sur. So if you guys have been looking forward to, you know, seeing what I have to say about macOS Big Sur, you guys will be seeing that very, very soon. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I look forward to posting the next one as well. And I also look forward to reading your guys' comments if, you know, you comment on my videos. But I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, everyone.